Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining our WNCT Now late afternoon news update. I'm Kelsey O'Donnell here inside our digital studio with some of today's top news and weather headlines. We are continuing to track the latest conditions of Elsa as it makes its way through eastern North Carolina. Our Storm Team 9 Chief Meteorologist Jerry Jackson joins us from the studio with the latest. Jerry?
Time now for an early afternoon update on the progress of Elsa, or at least what is left of the system. This is the infrared satellite imagery. You can see the darker red and orange colors indicating colder cloud tops, in other words, bigger thunderstorms rolling through the state. But it's moving very quickly now to the northeast at 20 miles an hour. That's excellent news for us because the sooner we get it out of here, the better. Also, the sooner it gets out of here, the less impact we will see from flooding rains across central and eastern North Carolina. By the time we hit early tomorrow morning, the center has already cleared our state and begins to race up near the New England coast towards the start of the upcoming weekend. It'll no longer be our problem by then. This is our southeast precision cast model. Again, you see the center of circulation tracking just about right over the triangle, but those outer rain bands continuing to throw all the way through eastern North Carolina, some periods of heavy rain and also isolated tornado potential as well. Now, once we head into Friday, everything in terms of Elsa is offshore. It may still be a little blustery back behind the storm, but if we see any rain and storms this weekend, they'll be coming from non-tropical disturbances dropping in out of the northwest, nothing related to Elsa. So we will get better from a tropical standpoint by the weekend. So for today through tonight, we'll continue to see on again, off again periods of heavy rain. A broad brush estimate about 2 to 4 inches will be fairly common in counties in central and eastern North Carolina, but there could be a few hot spots that see up to 5 or 6 inches or better with some of the heavier downpours. The wind gusts will be on the order of 30, 40, 50 miles an hour with some of the heavier rain squalls, but those are gusts now. The sustained wind field is going to be much less impressive than that. The strong gusty winds, though, will occasionally lead to some rough surf conditions along the North Carolina coastal waters and obviously a high rip current risk, and we continue to run the chance of severe thunderstorms or maybe even additional isolated tornadoes during the course of the afternoon and evening. And remember, if any severe storms or tornadoes develop, those winds could be much higher than the overall wind field. And of course, we'll have a more complete update coming up on WNCT 9 on your side evening edition this evening at 5. Stay safe and stay informed. Have a pleasant day.
All right, thank you, Jerry. As the storm makes its way through eastern North Carolina, we have crews posted up all across the east to bring you the latest updates. Now on your side's Emily Severich joins us from Beaufort County with a look at current conditions. Emily?
Yeah, hey Kelsey, I'm out here in Washington in Beaufort County, and last time I spoke to you at 1:30, I told you the rain and the wind was really starting to pick up, and man, has it picked up since then. It is hitting hard, it is coming down sideways, hitting pretty hard on the body. And I'm going to show you these boats behind me. I don't know if you can tell how hard some of this water is starting to hit up against these boats. The water is definitely getting a bit rougher, as is the rain, as you can clearly tell. And I don't know if you can see, but there are some people on these boats back here trying to batten down the hatches, as they say, just making sure everything on those boats is safely secured down for if we do get more severe weather out here. Now I'm going to walk over here a little bit, getting pelted by the rain, walk over here to where some of the most standing water in the area is. Now throughout the day, most of the standing water has done a pretty good job of kind of draining itself, but right over here you can tell there's a pretty good significant amount of water. People are still driving right through it to get to their destination, but it is starting to get a little bit higher out here. Again, the wind and the rain is also getting a little bit harder to bear out here. It's getting pretty chilly, but I'm going to send it back to you in the studio, and we'll see you again at 5:30, and 6 out here in Washington. Back to you, Kelsey.
All right, Emily, try to stay dry out there. Continuing our team coverage, reporter Kayla Schmidt joins us from North Topsail Beach. And while it's been raining off and on all afternoon, Kayla tells us why it's important to remain weather aware. Kayla?
The rain has stopped, so we decided to come down to the North Topsail Beach Strand to check out what was going on. There's actually a good amount of people out here walking and checking out conditions. The main condition right now is the wind. You can see my hair blowing, you can see my jacket blowing. I can feel the sand hitting my legs, and it is not the most comfortable. So if you could stay indoors, definitely stay indoors. While Elsa is not a hurricane, the remnants are still severe. You always want to remember that. something that you shouldn't be doing, that official said right from the start, is in the ocean. And you can see a good bit of people in the ocean right now. There's actually a child boogie boarding. Now, remember, there is no lifeguards here. You can't see a rip current or a longshore current if you do not have a trained eye. So just by looking at the water, even though it's not raining, that doesn't mean, hey, let's go to the beach, let's have a beach day and get in the water. Because if you go under and get caught, there is nobody right on the beach that could come to your aid right away. Another thing, I'm seeing a lot of cans in the sand. You want to make sure if you are on the beach to pick up that litter, because as the wind is howling, it can carry that litter with it and possibly hit somebody. And you don't want to have to make a trip to the hospital or the doctor's office, especially in these types of conditions. Now, traffic on the beach. We saw a good amount of cars driving down the road, and we actually hydroplaned as well on the way here. So if you are driving, just make sure to be weather aware. We will be updating you with Elsa conditions all day, so make sure to stay with WNCT. For now, I'm Kayla Schmidt in North Topsail.
Thank you, Kayla. As we continue to track Elsa across our state, power outages are expected. Here's a look at current outages across our state. Now, when we first checked in with you guys around 1:30, this number right up here at the top of your screen, we had more than 5,000 outages. Right now, this is a better number. However, most of the earlier outages were on the western side of the state. So now, during our 4 o'clock hour, we have a little bit more over here towards our viewing area in the eastern side of the state. If you take a look here, Jones County has 29 outages. Craven County with 2, not too many. Carteret has about 49. I believe Duplin County, yes, Duplin has 282 current power outages as we speak right now. Right up here at Pitt County, we've got 1. Now, this is an interactive map, and it's providing you live updates. Just a couple of minutes ago, we had quite a few in Pitt County, but it's good to see that that count is now down to 1. Now, as we do speak about Elsa and its track through North Carolina, we are continuing to tell you to stay weather aware. I want to check back in with reporter Emily Severich in Beaufort County because she is a prime example of why you should remain weather aware and how the weather can change at any moment. Emily?
Hey Kelsey, I'm still out here in Washington in Beaufort County, but I just wanted to make you a second video really quick just to show you how drastically this weather has the capability of changing in such a short period of time. That last video I sent you was just 10-15 minutes ago where you saw I was getting pelted by rain, sideways rain. I was getting hit by heavy winds, and there was a lot of standing water, and the water out in the sound was getting pretty rough up against the boats and the docks. But now if you look behind me, you see some of that sunshine starting to peek through that heavy cloud coverage. It's not raining anymore. Of course, there are still some strong winds that are hitting me that are starting to pick a little bit back up. You've noticed I'm grabbing onto my hat so it doesn't fly away, but I really just wanted to jump on here and show you how quickly this weather has the capability of changing in just a few minutes. So I want you guys to just reiterate to stay with our Storm Team 9 Weather Center and our meteorologists as they keep you up to date on tracking Elsa and whatever weather she brings our way, because again, it can change so drastically. Any minute, any hour, it could change. So continue to stay with us as we track this and just be safe and aware out there. Back to you, Kelsey, in the digital studio.
Thank you, Emily. Switching gears a bit in world news today, it was announced that the 2021 Tokyo Olympic Games will be held without spectators. This as a new surge of COVID cases are rising in Japan, forcing a state of emergency. The move marked the change just weeks after organizers said they would aim to hold the global event with limited spectators. Japan's prime minister says it is essential to prevent Tokyo's Delta variant COVID cases from spreading and becoming another wave of infections. In coronavirus news across the globe, the death toll has risen to 4 million. To put that into perspective for you, that number is about the population of Los Angeles, California. That will do it for our WNCT Now late afternoon news update. As always, for the latest headlines and the latest update on Elsa as it makes its way through North Carolina and past, visit our website at WNCT.com. Thanks for watching.